Hey everyone. So on the whole Linux journeys of life, especially with Arch Linux, the more and more videos I do, increasingly the more difficult it is to find distros or Arch-based distros I haven't looked at or others haven't looked at. So upon these journeys, I came across Archman Linux. And what Archman Linux is, well, this is their main website. As you can see, it's first not in English, so there's a little handy translation option that I'm just going to use on the website. And as you can literally see, Archman Linux is another Arch based distro. Big surprise there. Of course, it's rolling, uses Pacman, and it also uses, from the research I've done as well, XFCE. You can install it, and from what I was reading online as well, it uses Calamari's installer as well. So there's this entire article about which desktop interface you should use, and the flagship version is also XFCE, which is quite interesting. Looking at the website as well, the rest of it, you can see this entire link about who they are, why they've chosen Arch, and donations, additional connections, all that lovely stuff aside. So I thought, after going through this, hey, let's take a look at this. So I'm gonna suggest that we gonna do a quick virtual machine here. So let's do a virtual machine, local media, Archman XFCE. So I downloaded the main version of the distro, or should I say the highlight. I'm just gonna choose Arch here. And gonna give it 4 gigs. 4 gigs, 4 virtual CPU cores, just 40 gigs of storage, and I'm going to call it Archman, and finish. Okay, that's pretty quick. So as you can see here, like most of these Arch-based distros, you have the option of using non-free graphics drivers, which in this case it would be for NVIDIA. Again, virtual machine, first option I'm going to choose as well. And that is so far quite quick, actually. Interested to see. Wow. Okay. Sheesh. Yeah, that was quite lightning fast. So as you can see, it all by itself, it immediately launches the installer. Calamaris, that's fine. Okay, erase disk, no swap, it's fine. And then the default partition scheme is ext4. Let me just choose my name. A very strong password. Okay, cool. Same password for the root account. Install. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you really don't have to think very much when it comes to installing it. No additional options like quite a couple of the other Arch-based distros. Straight, neat, and to the point. I must admit, I am looking forward to playing with this distro once it's installed, just to compare it to some of the other set we've seen and why one should go ahead and use this specific distro. I do like the XFCE4 theming they've done. You know, I'm not a big person that talks about themes or wallpapers because, hey, you can change the theme or the wallpaper yourself. But I guess more advanced or less advanced Linux users really like to have that set out of the box experience. Why go and keep changing wallpapers and themes the whole time if it can come out the box looking pretty decent? Normally I would pause this video, but you can see it's already at 20%. Like with most Calamaris, if we toggle the log, it gives you more information. Well, okay, Fine, not this one, but in general, they usually do. So we're already on 20. Whoa. Well, okay. Wow. Did you see that? We went from 24% to 57%, 69%. Okay. 73, setting everything up. Wow. Okay. Heck, if anything, this just might win the award for fastest install. Give it that. That's actually pretty amazing. Okay, well, let's restart it now. Give it a couple of seconds here. Okay, normal grab, non-themed grab, that's fine. Little startup here. Okay, quick blank screen. Do you like the login Windows choice of theme there? Gunu Herd, Arch, Tux. Okay, this is taking a couple of seconds. It's very weird startup sound. Not often you have a distro with a startup sound anymore. Okay, well, let's configure the display. Again, since it's for GUI base, I'm going to use a GUI tool. Let's keep the config. Perfect. So, definitely a nicely themed version of XFCE. I just want to do a couple of checks here so far. So let's make this bigger. Cool. Sorry, clicked on the wrong button. Okay, so if we do, so it uses the standard Linux kernel. So you can see there's no hardened and no Zen by default. That is, well, okay, I actually locked the screen there by mistake. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, so if you try to use the normal key binding to clear the terminal, it locks the screen, so be careful of that one. So I just want to look at the Pacman config, and let's take a look here. Default, core, extra, community, multi-lib, as always for those 32-bit apps, those extra apps such as Steam. If you had multi-lib disabled and you went looking for Steam, good luck, you're not going to find it. Okay, well, let's exit that. Well, actually, before we exit that, let me clear it. And let's check. Really didn't use much disk space at all. So that's pretty new. 6.4 gigs. A little heavier than I expected it would be. And its memory. Wow, no wonder this thing is so quick. It's only using 600 megs of memory. Nice. Okay, well, let's jump around a little bit now that we've done all of that. So, settings manager, yeah, normal XFCE. Really nothing to call out over here. Scrolling down a little bit more. A couple of interesting applications installed by default. For example, SUSE Studio Image Writer. So essentially, if you're making a bootable media for Linux ISOs, you could use SUSE. I know a lot of other distros now use Balena Etcher, so I haven't seen SUSE Studio Writer in years. It's actually a very interesting choice. But okay. Games, Chromium BSU, graphics. Cool, nothing out of the ordinary. You get as a default download manager. Interesting choice. Lightweight multimedia. Nothing else there. Office. Just normal LibreOffice. Settings, add and remove. Ah, that looks like PatMac. Yep. This will be PetMac. Yeah. And let's check if they have AUR enabled by default. I really doubt it. Third party AUR is disabled, so we would have to manually enable that. Scrolling down here, any more settings? Windows Manager tweaks. Oh, okay, that's just again the normal from XFCE. I'm actually looking to see if this distro doesn't have their own specific. Oh, here we go. Archman Settings Manager. Let's take a look. Ah. Okay, so this is the same, basically same settings manager that a lot of distros use out there now. Whoops. Okay, when I hit that button, I thought it was going to take me back. But that's my mistake. Okay, I'll type my password again. And as you can see, user accounts, time and date, language packs. Cool. Really not much to actually call out here. No options here for the kernel or showing which default kernel, anything you have running here. I only bring that up, of course, as quite a couple of other distros do have that as well. Let's go through here. Anything else? Not really. So the question is going to come, why would you use this distro? Well, for one thing, it's speedy. Oh my gosh, is this thing fast. Really, very little memory usage, although that's also owed to the desktop environment it's chosen. Not a lot, if any, bloat at all. Literally, it's basically closer to a stock standard default of Arch with a couple of extra software and configs and some theming using XFCE installed on top of it. So would I recommend it? Hey, if you have an older or a slow machine and you want to just pop Arch in there easily and you don't want to go through all the pain of doing it the long way around, this is definitely a distro to look at. Again, in this specific category, this distro does have competition with the likes of StormOS. Of course, StormOS a lot more complicated to install just because of the amount of options this gives you. This is literally flash, bang, thank you, here's your install. So as always, it would be great to hear your feedback. If you use this OS, if you don't use this OS, and what you think about it. But for now, I'm gonna actually stop this quick video over here. Thanks for watching.